Last night I was thinking about what to say today, and I was thinking about right after lunch, we got in a debate on the first section in 1B. We took about 2 hours, spirited, and I kind of threw my pen down and said, well, we're not going to get done today. We're pretty much over. And my chief of staff leaned over and said, Dum spiro spero. While I breathe, I hope. I know y'all recognize that as the motto for the state of South Carolina. And last night I was kind of laughing because it ended up, everything worked out beautifully. We finished everything last night. We're going to go home today, see our families. It really made me think optimism has kind of defined the state of South Carolina for generations. And today we see it in a growing population. We see it in a booming economy, a budget that invests in the foundations of our future. That's what that budget is that y'all voted for yesterday and today is an optimistic budget. It reflects the pledge of hope for tomorrow and that it keeps the improvement, well-being, and progress of South Carolina as its first priority. And to those who will disparage this budget and this state, I would simply ask that you review the facts. According to the Tax Foundation, South Carolina is in the top 5 states in terms of the lowest tax burden. This low tax burden is a magnet for attracting people and their business to our state. That's reflected in the fact that we are the #1 state in the country for population growth. We are a national and regional leader in gross domestic product growth and personal income growth. But I get it. It's hard to go out and campaign against the establishment without criticizing the current administration. There would be no need to elect someone new if the voters felt good about the job that was being done. I'd imagine over the next 8 months, we'll hear a lot of negative things about the work of this body and the state as a whole. But let me ask, once you've won your race, once you're in these seats, isn't it time to start doing the work? My oldest daughter, Molly Cates, very musically inclined, which results in me seeing a lot of Broadway musicals, probably more than my share, to be honest. But we were at the Peace Center in Greenville watching Hamilton. And there's a scene when George Washington's talking to Alexander Hamilton, and it stuck out. To me, it stuck out maybe because of what we do here. George Washington says, his character says to Alexander Hamilton, winning was easy, young man. Governing's a lot harder. Ladies and gentlemen, once you're here, it's time to quit campaigning. It's time to quit trying to win. It's time to do the difficult work of governing. And responsible governing is exactly what we've done with this budget, in my opinion. The work we've accomplished this week is representative of what responsible governing is. What some don't realize is that this budget process starts with a massive amount of requests for what I believe are legitimate needs across our state agencies, our universities, our local governments. We received $6.2 billion in new requests this year. And the Ways and Means staff, the Ways and Means members worked diligently throughout the summer and then up to this point to whittle that down to just $2 billion to meet those needs. We've made disciplined investments in both the physical foundations of our communities and the people who power our economy. That also includes $250 million in new tax relief, as well as an additional $440 million based on the legislation that we adopted last night. We're making a huge investment in hard infrastructure, $1.3 billion. I think everybody would agree that you talk about core functions of government, you talk about roads, bridges, airports, water and sewer, hospitals, schools, first responder communication equipment. Those are things that we've invested in this budget that I believe represent the priorities of this body. Just as important is our state workforce and education. We're delivering on the governor's promise to raise the minimum teacher starting salary to above $50,000 a year, allowing us to recruit and retain the best and brightest to educate our children. We're taking care of our state employees and our students with large investments, $700 million in both employee compensation and funding for education. And finally, I'd like to talk about our commitment to the taxpayer. We recognize that investing in the economy in South Carolina is not something that the government does on its own. The citizens make investments every day in our state with how they choose to spend their money. This budget recognizes the important aspect of that growth, the success that we've achieved by simply letting people invest their own money as they see fit. With that in mind, in conjunction with this budget, we've sent to the governor's desk a bill that fundamentally improves our tax structure by allowing you to immediately keep more of your money in your pocket, and over time lowers the income tax burden to zero. Like all of you, I look forward to this week coming to an end and heading back home to be with my family. The governing we do in this building is important. We stand at this well and we make impassioned speeches and we take significant votes and hope that we're making things better for the people who sent us here. That work pales, in my opinion, to the comparison of the importance of our everyday lives back home and the lives of our constituents. Passing a $15 billion budget and a historic income tax reform with all of you yesterday is certainly one of the highlights of my time here. But while we were doing that, my youngest daughter, Caroline, won her soccer game. And she wanted to tell me all about it, and I had to put her off until late in the night before she would get a chance to tell me how well she played and the things that were important to her. I'm sure you all missed something last night as well. And that's the sacrifice we've agreed to make by running for office. It's an honor that has been bestowed upon us by the people we represent. But that honor comes at a price, and we're paying that price every day we come down here. Missing the winning soccer game, missing the dinners, the birthdays, the bedtimes with our kids. If we're going to do that, let's make it count. Let's do the hard work. Let's not just campaign or attempt to win. Ladies and gentlemen, let's govern. Thank you all very much. I feel like we're clapping for ourselves because we really did, I think, something extraordinary last night and yesterday. But I do have a few thank yous, and I'm going to name a lot of names. Hold your applause to the end, please, unless you want to clap when I mention Mitch, which is fine. That makes sense. The first thing I want to do is thank the speaker and the speaker pro tem and Davey Hyatt. Presiding over yesterday was tough. We appreciate how much time y'all spent in your leadership in getting the budget done. My budget sub-chairs, Hewitt, Whitmire, Stavronakis, Lowe, Crawford, Caskey, Ballantyne, and Moss. You guys were standing at the ready all day, Monday and Tuesday. I appreciate y'all's work. The Ways and Means Committee as a whole, the budget is a culmination of the work you've been doing for a long time that very few people have seen, and I appreciate your commitment. Representative Anderson provided Brown's Barbecue to the staff. Thank you, sir. Charles, Bubba, the ladies in the desk, thank you all very much. I'm going to name them: Juanita, Rosalind, Leah, Jan, Mary, Olivia, Juana, Maddie, Angie, Claire, Deborah, all the things, all the people. Thank you all for what you do. It's a long time sitting there moving all those papers around. Mag and Blake. Mag and Blake, thank you for coordinating the pages. Don Hoddle, thank you for the Chick-fil-A. Tom Cone fielded more questions about taxes from my staff than he can ever be paid for. Thank you very much for being patient as we all learned about the tax code. Mitch and all the sergeants, thank you all for being here. I want to thank LSA, Legislative Council, and RFA, particularly Frank, Lisa, and Amanda. Thank you, Lauren, Maggie, Grace, and all the other committee staff for helping us make this a smooth budget process. Howard and the staff in the block building, thank y'all for staying late, keeping us open, keeping it clean. The custodial staff, if you went into the bathroom, you understand why they need an ovation. I want to thank the speaker staff, Steve, Haley, Nicolette, Mary Stella, Angelica, and a new or familiar face, Katie. Where's Katie? I want to thank the Proviso gurus, Stacy and Angie. Our pages, Carson and Maura, our intern, Gabby, and our Ways and Means staff, Meredith, Mark, Julia, Stephanie, Terica, Tisha, Jane, Ryan, Mills, Will, and Kim. Thank y'all. And finally, Mr. Speaker, who did I leave out? Oh, yeah, y'all should step out so they can all. All right, so finally, Mr. Speaker, I would ask that we give Thursday and Friday off to the Ways and Means staff, the House desk, ethics staff, the sergeant staff, the speaker staff, and anyone else who assisted us at the clerk's discretion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
All right, Mr. Bannister, your request to give all the staff off has been denied. The clerk told me that he cannot have people not working this week, so it's all the clerk's fault. So ordered, Mr. Bannister. And Mr. Bannister, I think last but not least, you ought to thank you. You did a wonderful job having served in that position. Appreciate your steady hand on this, so congratulations, Bruce.